We all know the celebs who can drop serious coin on front row tickets or take a role in a movie to act as an athlete. But what about the ones who actually have game? Before these entertainers got famous for doing whatever the hell they are famous for, they had notions of playing sport for a living. In this video, we look at celebs who were star athletes before we knew anything about them. But before we proceed, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for such informative content. Two Chainz, also known as Tawheed Epps, may run with a crew that involves rhyming with Kanye West and Nicki Minaj. But before he was doing all that, he was busy crossing people up in North Clayton High in Georgia. As a matter of fact, after Penny Hardaway darted from Memphis for the association in 1993, the University of Memphis was recruiting Epps to replace him at guard. He's been an actor for a while now, but before his main role on NCIS, Mark Hammond was the starting quarterback for UCLA. In his 2 seasons as starter, he led the Bruins to a 17-5 record, which included an upset win in 1972 over defending national champions Nebraska. With a resume like that, we wonder why he gave up tossing the pigskin. Jon Stewart might be best known for delivering us the news on The Daily Show each night. But while still in college at William and Mary, he was probably pretty good at delivering through balls instead. Stewart gave up the pitch for comedy, but playing soccer at a prestigious school like William and Mary is no joke. Hailing from Canada, the steamy Avril Lavigne was even better on ice than she was at singing, and that's something to say. With her songs titled Skater Boy, it makes you wonder if she was talking about someone else wearing hockey pads and a mask, or about herself. While in high school and college, Forest Whitaker proved that he was a pretty damn talented dude. Earning a scholarship to play football, he transferred to Southern Cal but gave up the sport after receiving 2 music scholarships. Ironically enough, he snagged his first role as a football player in 1982's film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. For anyone who likes to hunt, Phil Robertson is probably a household name. But if you are familiar with the guy, he's one of the stars of A&E Dark Dynasty, and when he wasn't tracking down game on reality TV, he was looking at his receivers on the football field as the quarterback for Louisiana's Tech. With a beard fit for ZZ Pop, it's a good thing he didn't rock that thing during his football days. Joel McHale may not necessarily have been a star, but while at the University of Washington, the actor, comedian, TV host was good enough to work at tight end of the football team. Being described by a teammate as good enough not to be remembered for how bad he was, it was obvious McHale made the right choice crossing over into a different form of entertainment. With wrestling and acting careers that have stretched over the past couple of decades, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's story as a former Miami Hurricane football player is pretty well known by sports fans. The Rock may not have been a star, but he was good enough to play for a college football powerhouse, so that's something definitely worth saying something about. Crow may be well known for belting out some high notes, but before she got on the mic, she was an all-state high school track athlete in her home state of Missouri. Meddling in the 75-meter low hurdles, it's no wonder Crow found interest in former athlete Lance Armstrong. We know what happened. When a player loses 44 straight games during a college athletics career, this is really tough. Matthew Fox, though, was able to persevere and realize his passion wasn't in football, but in acting instead. After suffering a record 238 loss while playing wide receiver for Columbia, Fox can't be blamed for taking a different career path. Most guys want to be Clooney because he's quite the charm of the ladies, as well as being one hell of an actor. But before going to Hollywood, Clooney had his eyes set on the baseball diamond, actually trying out for the Cincinnati Reds. Ed O'Neill is a funny guy who is best known for his roles as Al Bundy on Married with Children and wise as Jess Pritchett on Modern Family, where he has the luck of being married to Sofia Vergara. But before he got in the on-screen, he was a star football player in Youngstown, Ohio, earning a college scholarship and later training camp invitation from the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1969. he didn't make it through. Today he's a funny guy who got pretty lucky by landing mega hottie Olivia Wilde to run around town with. But don't think he's just all about comedy and no game. He proved that while playing hoops for his high school team in Kansas, matching up against future college and even pro stars. So yes, he can make you laugh and then laugh at you while humiliating you in a game of one-on-one. First off, Emma Watson is definitely underrated in the looks department. Secondly, before she got so hot on the screen, she was actually a field hockey player and a pretty damn good one at that while attending college at Brown University. When being rocked, Selleck's mustache is still one of the most epic things on the planet. Ask anyone who's looked at it, they get intimidated. When Selleck wasn't grooming his mustache, he was stroking his J's on the basketball court. In the 1960s, he earned a scholarship to Southern California, where he also juggled acting and modeling. It's no wonder Carl Weathers looked like a beast as Apollo Creed in Rocky. After all, he was a pro football player, and well, for 8 games at least. Weathers played linebacker at San Diego State, then played under legendary coach John Budden for the Oakland Raiders before retiring and focusing on acting instead. With his performance as Chubbs in Happy Gilmore, we'll say he made the right career choice. While we personally think Elsa Hawks looks best strutting around as a Victoria's Secret model, there was a time she used those long legs for basketball. Hawks was so good that she actually played pro ball in her native Sweden before gracing the pages of everyone's favorite lingerie catalogue. While most people think of Jason Lee as just an indie actor who probably doesn't have an athletic bone in his body, back in his heyday, the dude had it all. Lee was actually a pro skateboarder in the late 80s and early 90s, founding the skating company Stereo. Apart from Tony Hawk, he's the only other dude to have a signature skating shoe produced by Airwalk. Denzel Washington is one of the greatest actors of our generation, winning multiple awards for his performances, including 2 Oscars. Don't be fooled though. Before he starred on the big screen, Denzel was straight hooping it before focusing on acting full-time. So his role as Jack Shuttlesworth along Ray Allen in He Got Game may not have been really acting at all. When Burt Reynolds was a star running back for Florida State, where he actually roomed with ESPN's Lee Corso, he probably didn't envision one of his best football performances coming in a movie entitled The Longest Yard. But after an unfortunate car crash ended his playing career, he went the way of Tinseltown, starring in flicks like Cop and a Half and Boogie Nights. One of those movies is actually a favorite of ours. We'll let you guess which one. Those are your stars who were star athletes in their heydays, so don't get it twisted, they're not just good on the screen, but they're also good in the physical world. Give us a thumbs up if you love this video and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more other content.